We started going out and seeing, could we get more people? And this was us at STB Bali. I think it was somewhere around 2017. I couldn't remember the exact dates, but we started doing recruiting, getting more people interested in the Bukit Vista mission. And as a result of that, next slide, we started creating a company culture. So once we get people in, well, how do we actually transform them? So one of our very first traditions was to have the office lunch. All Bukit Vista employees back in the day worked in the office and we all had lunch together. Wayana and our Pembantu Elo would cook something absolutely delicious using local ingredients, and we would share this time to joke, to talk about guests, talk about partners, and this was a very intimate tradition that we had. You can see Bayu and Rafik still there, yeah. But then we started expanding this tradition. We started inviting some of our partners to come along and share this tradition with us. So in this photo, there's Pat Indra, he's on the left. He's still partnering with us with Villa Arindra. And we also have Pat Kutut. He became the entrepreneur who started, I think, Casa Taco, right? Became a very successful Balinese entrepreneur, starting multiple Mexican food places all across Bali. So that was the kind of community we wanted to build. And we would invite these entrepreneurs to hang out with us, and we would share lunch together with them. Okay. And then next, we focused on our partners. We started focusing on how do we actually transform our partners. So this is one of our earliest photos with, oh God, the guy who was at, my wife needs that, Pak Kadek, yeah, Pak Kadek at Uluwatu Cottages. And so we went back to fundamentals. We thought, all right, we should get contracts, and started signing contracts and getting our partners all aligned to our mission. Next. But it wasn't just about partners or employees. At the end of the day, what we do is we inspire guests. We inspire guests and we show them part of Bali, part of the experience that makes traveling with Bukit Vista so incredible. Who is that? I think it's only you, Rafik, right? That is Rafik hanging out with some of our guests. And our guests started coming back from all over the world, and they would stay in Bukit Vista properties that were set all over Indonesia, and they'd experience these magical memories of traveling to a new place. And we had the very fortunate opportunity to host them. But it wasn't just about guests, partners, and also employees. It was about thinking about how to build a better world. It was about offering back to the community, cleaning up, being a core value, I think, of all the vision and all the aspirations we wanted to see in the world. So we really thought about our mission. We really dedicated ourselves to actually pursue that mission, which was to innovate in hospitality, to positively transform guests, partners, and employees, and by doing so, change the world for better. Next slide. And that is essentially the point I'm making here. The mission of Bukit Vista is to inspire delight through hospitality innovations that positively transform guests, partners, and employees. And by being here today, every one of us is actually participating and belongs to this mission. Wherever you find Bukit Vista is where you find the mission of Bukit Vista. Wherever Bukit Vista people have been is where you find this particular mission. This is our footprint all over the world where we go. Next slide. So just a little recap on some of the core values there. So did we fail? Yes. But thankfully, we failed fast. We got back up, and you all guys are here today because we got back after 2012 and started thinking about how to innovate in hospitality again. Was it difficult being a pioneer, being the first people to do that? Yes, it was. And that's why it requires us to be the hero sometimes. Sometimes we are the only people who do a certain thing, and that journey is adventurous, but at the same time can be full of uncertainty. And at any point when we think about building communities with employees, our guests, our partners, really think about how to help others to help themselves. Empower them with the skills, the training, tools, the technology that they need in order to succeed. Next slide. And in the end, it's about principles. It's about really positively transforming our guests. It's about positively transforming our partners. And it's about never settling. We went from those three people that you see in the picture were pretty much the entirety of the company back in 2012. And you see over 29 people here right now on this online meeting. So that is a stage of transformation. Last slide. I think it's the last slide. So as we go on today, I want to welcome you all and also tell you all that you all belong to this tradition that's been happening in Bukit Vista for a decade now. So we've had over 10 years of Halloween parties, and I saw the amazing photos and the videos and the captures of this celebration that we do. And in so many ways, Halloween represents something that is uniquely personal to the Bukit Vista experience. and I'm really, really delighted to see that all of us participated in it. So, as our 10th anniversary approaches, I want to wish you all to inspire delight and also just feel like you really belong to this history, this legacy, and this tradition of how we change the world for better. Okay, that being said, let's continue. I'll go on next to the vision statement real quick, right? So we're going to take a look, and at a different topic, changing gears. So we've been understanding squads and chapters incorrectly for quite a long time. And today we're going to fail fast, we're going to be transparent, and we're going to show you what actually has been the problem, okay? So we'll go into the next slide. What does an innovative team look like? We've chosen to use an agile scrum method to build our teams. And every team has essentially, you could say, two major parts, right? There's one part that works on the user funnel operations. These are operations involving how to create awareness for users. Our users are guests, partners, employees, of course. So creating awareness, creating advocacy, creating conversion, and creating transformation. These are the four essential steps that we look after to create that positive transformative effect for our users. But we also need leadership as well. So what does the leadership stack look like? Well, the leadership stack looks like the people who create the tools, create the adoption, and inspect whether or not these processes, these mechanisms are actually working correctly. So in that leadership group, there are people who enhance the work output, efficiency through technology. There are the people who work on work effectiveness through data discovery and the scientific method. And then there are people who drive the adoption of the guidelines, the tools, and the best practices. So those are essentially the two branches of every effective team. And we go to the next slide. So what does an innovative team actually look like? So you stack up all those layers, and this is what you get. You get product development essentially works on the tools part to make work more efficient. Business intelligence makes work more effective. Team managers, BCLs, drive the adoption of guidelines, tools, and best practices. Marketing, for the most part, starts awareness. PR, HR, UR, community drives advocacy for communities. Conversion is done by BD for the partner community through reservations in the guest community and HR middle funnel in the HR community. And transformation is negotiated by community, host, and HR bottom funnel. Okay, the next slide. So what does an innovative team actually look like? So let's kind of get some more flavor, more color around that. PD essentially works on strategic initiatives by creating the tools. BI also works on strategic and inspection. They look at the work and they inspect, is the work actually going the way we expect it? And team managers inspect and also spread adoption of the best practices and guidelines. Now, execution is done by every person in the other four layers, right? Execution to drive traffic into leads is the work of the awareness group. Execution to drive new users to join our user communities is advocacy. Execution to drive leads into contacts, deals, employment agreements is the work of the conversion layer. And then execution to drive our users to inspire delight is the job of the transformation layer. Okay, now this is the correct layout. I've drawn the essential company diagram here, and this is where everyone is essentially positioned, okay? So next slide, we'll kind of take a look at what we've understood correctly and what we've understood incorrectly. So these are actually chapters. Chapters are groups of people who share the same skill set, have the same knowledge and understanding and work on a similar layer of the user experience. So things like PD and BI, these are actual chapters. But now on the next slide, we can take a look at things that are not actual chapters, but we've been calling them chapters. Okay, HAR is not a chapter. It is more of a squad. It is a squad that works on the user funnel. Community, for the most part, is also not a chapter. It is a squad that works on the partnership funnel. And HR is not a chapter. It is a group that works on the employee funnel. So the actual chapters are the rows. You can call awareness a chapter. People who work on awareness activities share a chapter. This is generally understood as marketing. People who work on conversion is a chapter. These are people generally working in business development, sales, negotiations, this type of work. People who work on transformation are a chapter. These are people who generally work on community development. Those are actual chapters. These groups that we call chapters are actually squads. Okay, next chapter. Now, next slide. So what does this mean for everybody working here? Well, don't worry about it. I think next slide after that. Okay, don't worry about this. This not don't worry about this, but this is this is more of an understanding issue than an actual work issue. So the work that you're doing is fine. Don't change your work. It's going the way it should be. But we need to correct the understanding of how the company actually works together. But there's no changes in any work responsibility. The change is understanding the purpose of your work and the purpose of meetings and the purpose of the groups you engage in, right? And where to learn new chapter related skills where there wasn't any chapters before. What it also means is actually we can start new leadership around actual chapters because there is no leader for, let's say, a conversion chapter. There is no leader for a transformation chapter. So anyway, this is a pretty important discovery, and myself and the leaders and the chapter leads and the VCLs are going to rearrange and change the vocabulary of our company so we come closer to this understanding. All right, that's pretty much my update. Thank you very much for the time. I'll pass it back to Risky to lead the rest of the all hands.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jane. It's wonderful to know that Bukit Vista, like Rome, it wasn't built in a day, and yeah, there are a lot of things to learn about. So now we will transition to our vision mission statement. Specific for mission statement, I will yeah, call upon Mr. Jim again.
Oh, okay.
sorry.
Yeah. All right. So for the mission statement, I wanted to point out to Ross and Amin for their recent blog post. So perhaps Ross and Amin can explain that.
Okay, good morning. Oh, Amin? Maybe Amin first.
Oh yeah, maybe first. Yeah. So here the how can we inspire the partners from actually the blogspot are written from community sharing session summary points. Besides producing the video on each CSS session, we also produce blogspot content to provide partners or anyone who more interested in text content, so they can read it and be more inspired. So I think that's all from me. Addition from Carlos?
Yeah, so like Amin said, we want also to retell the insight, talks, and our partner experience through this event. How can this blog inspire? Through this article, Bukit Vista partners can realize their existence as a Bukit Vista community. And through this article, we want to encourage partners to feel proud to be part of the Bukit Vista community and driven to transform positively. And we want to provide an update on the news of Bukit Vista community to the outside. Yeah, we hope like outsider can find out how the Bukit Vista community has developed so far. And also, with Bukit Vista partner or outsider reading this blog will gain insights and understanding related to CSS topics, such as how to serve guests, how to manage investment and ads. This will be useful for partners where they will get tips or education related to the topics they need. Yeah, I think that's from us.
Thank you so much, Amin and Carlos, for your wonderful insights. Let's move on to our weekly mission inspiration. So, one of the mission inspiration is to positively transform our guests. I think I will call upon Ka Erika to explain her story.
Thank you, Rizky. So the first mission inspiration from HAR is actually from our special guest, Andy. Was delighted by our surprise. If you open the attachment there, we sent him a birthday cake because he was going to celebrate his birthday at 27 November, but something happened and didn't go as he planned. So we sent him this birthday cake as a thank you for being a cooperative and also wonderful guest. And yeah, so that's from me.
Thank you, Ka Erika. We will bring it forward to Moody to explain her story.
Okay, thank you. This is, you can open the picture, yeah. This is Rachel. She's my guest. And she's with me. Start from when she want to find a property, and then booking for her next month, and then also booking transport for pick her up. And she said that she impressed with me. Like her 24/7 and fast response in service. And for your information, she is kind of a famous illustrator in Indonesia. And yesterday she said that she want to do collaborations with Bukit Vista. Thank you.
Thank you, Moody. That sounds wonderful to hear. Finally, we will bring it forward to Ka Andre to explain his story.
Yes, thank you for that. Good morning, everyone. So my story is actually about that HAR at the time trying to convert this long-term potential booking for me, Villa. And after some negotiation, this guest booked because he saw the review. And I think this is very inspiring where we really see this. If you can see the guest message last up there. I book anyway as your review are fabulous. So I think that's very inspirational. And now we can think on how we can let this inspiration inspire the other guests as well. So that will be from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next vision mission to inspire the light comes from positively transforming our partners. So I think I will bring forward Ka Rafiq to explain his story.
Okay, good morning. The first I want to say thank you for Jing for inspired delight this morning. Yeah. So yeah, this is exactly not is the partner transformation, but it's referral transformation because the first is that is the owner of the Rakarai guest house and villa, and his wife is the owner of Kubu Masari. So I get the referral from his girlfriend. That is the transformation. So me, Wayana, my wife, and also my the KDK, and also my son is attending the wedding. Is very good. Yeah. And I think you get say hello from Paraka. That is from me. Back to you, Rizky.
Hey, Echo, take a look.
Thank you, Ka Rafiq. I think we will bring it forward to Ka Tendi. I think he is now here, so I'll just speak his story.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Oh yeah. So yeah, there is a partner working with Wayana and Alita by Chicha Restaurant on the last week. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Ka Tendi. Our next mission is to positively transform our employees. I think I'll bring it forward to Ka Shelin for her story.
Okay, thank you. So the first one is actually like related to what Jin said just now. So about Halloween celebration. So special thanks to like the organizing committee and as well as everyone who came. So yes, that is actually like the picture from like the online event. And until now, we still don't know who the L professor. Like we don't know who the person is until now. Like it's still like kept as a mystery. Okay. Then another thing is that like there's a few like of our like employee achievements the past week actually. So okay, like the first one is actually this one. I think this one is actually from the BD team. So this person has also like finished the B2B proposal as well as start to distribute it by today, as well as closing some deals with Jogja Villas and getting more stocks for Jogja area. Nice. And then a few other things as well. We get to hold our very first industry visit. So thanks to the people mentioned here, Vera, Andre, as well as Sha. I think this is part of the initiative from the PR team, yeah. So congrats to you guys. And another thing is that full stack trial is done, tips. So learn insights for better partnership in the future, and it's an honor for this thing to be included in the project. Last but not least, so this person had a very valuable experience the past week to compete with other competitor in research competition, as well as to this person would like to thank Asa and Ross and all of CM team that has covered some of his duties during his competition as well as midterm exams. So that's one recognition for the CM team, yeah. So yeah, I think that's a bit for Missy for the employee updates. Back to you, Rizky.
Thank you so much. I think we will move on to our final vision mission, which is through technological innovation. So, in that light, I will bring Kabayu to the stage.
Okay, thank you, Rizky. That's actually not for technology, but still on employee.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, what we have is S2 has been working to refactor our API code to make it easier to read and modify. So this result in better developer experience when related to developing new features. And this small background project actually rarely get recognition, but actually we can enjoy the impact. So maybe you are asking why this is belongs to the employee part. So that should be it actually. I do believe I put the suggestion that technology should not be a technology for itself, but it should be inspire, delight the partners or employee or the guests. So we probably need to just remove the next table maybe for next week, maybe for the committee. I think that would be much enjoyable or inspiring delight if we know what technology will be used for, or at least who can enjoy the technology. So that's it. Rizky.
Thank you for your insight, Kabayu. Yeah, I agree as well. So last but not least is our technical innovation, which is brought forward by Kanadia.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. So this is actually a Google optimized. We discovered this split URL task, and it's currently running. So looking forward for the results. It's actually for the guest funnel. Thank you.
Thank you. So that's our weekly mission inspiration for this week. Moving on to Kafidi for this week's company's themes, targets, and achievements.
Right, thank you very much, everyone, and good morning. I have my own space here in one of my own page. So in this semester target, we have 1,800 guest checkouts, and currently we're at 657. So this month, after months of preparing for the new goal and also increasing the flow this month, what needs to be done is we will need the guest advocacy funnel to start focusing on the unrecognized needs, such as the example that have been given in the weekly mission inspiration for the guest funnel. And also, we have set up a lot of system in the PD on innovations as a CRM and also HR budgeting that allows this. We'll also need to categorize properly the guest transformation. As you see here, the guest transformation is not yet classified based on the reviews, and this is what we're going to plan on this month. So that's for the long-term target. And just to recap for last month, our monthly theme was making it real for the person behind the machine. And we have done a lot of innovations to make the virtual the new real. And even though we changed months and we changed monthly theme, we shouldn't forget that this is actually the new normal. This is a new reality that we're facing, that the virtual is getting real. And even in the future, without this monthly theme, we will also carry on this idea that virtual is the new real. To recap, for the month of October, actually, we achieved 45,367. So thank you very much, everyone. That actually crosses our stretch target. We have not crossed our stretch target for over a year. So congratulations to everyone. And with this, we actually we are actually one step closer to working together to carry on our ways for the company in breaking even. So that's that. And also starting November, we're actually starting at November at a very interesting revenue. Can we go a little bit up? Yep, we're starting November at almost the same revenue as the month of September. So that's actually one highlight. That gives us the revenue target of 55,000 and a stretch target of 65,000 for November 2021. So what are the highlights of October 2021? First, we noticed an increased inflow of the market, although we should highlight that according to news, international flights have not come directly to Bali. So this is still within the domestic market, still within the second layer of the target group that Mr. Jing explained before. This is aided by increasing resources and quality in marketing chapter. There are new talents in marketing chapter, in the awareness chapter, as Mr. Jing mentioned just now, and awareness and branding. And we moved some resources from CM. Thank you very much for our Marafik and also Patendi to HR to help with the resource deficiency issue. We improved inquiry workshop through better feedback system from seniors and specialization of export and hosting. From BI, we applied single property optimization and also full stack management on Villa Tortoise. So those are the innovations that aids to this achievement. And what should be brought in and also be focused on November 2021? First, just like what I mentioned, transformation, identification in the guest funnel, the 4 categories. that will be done by the guest funnel advocacy team. And also aided by the other advocacy team from other user funnels. And second, improve specialized skills through chapter evolution. User funnels was to drive the automation of the user funnel, and chapters to specialize common skills across user funnel, as Mr. Jing have mentioned just now. So we're transitioning towards this. This is aligned with our, sorry, I forgot to mention, this is aligned with our monthly theme this month, which is evolution that inspires delight. So we're seeing a lot of changes even in the beginning of the month, with the movement of all hands from Dropbox to Coda, and also the slow transition to change the definition of, to evolve, not change, but evolve the definition of chapter in the company. This is one example that how evolution can inspire delight. So going back to the focus of item number 3, scaling single property optimization. This actually, this will be the focus of the technology team and also the data scientist team in BI on to help the revenue managers on how to scale single property optimization. Previously, we focused on about roughly 7 to 10 properties with the existing resource, but because each individual and each component of each units of property comprises to form the entirety of the company, we'll have to find a way to scale the single property optimization. And number 4 is just an awareness that, as I've mentioned, that international flights have not land on Bali even up until the 1st of November 2021. And number 5 is actually an area of interest. So looking at the February 2021's revenue, there are areas with constant significant revenue over months, such as Unggasan and Nusa Dua, which will be focused on for this month as well. And number 2 is actually area with noticeable increased revenue compared to the previous month on October. The 3 top ones are Yogyakarta with an increase of 346.5%, Canggu with an increase of 120.6%, and Padang at 156%. There are some example of area with increased revenue that is just or aligned or maybe not really increased revenue, although our previous monthly revenue increases, such as Nusa Penida, with actually a decreased monthly revenue of minus 4.46% on October. So this will show the partnership funnel and also the guest funnel way to prioritize in a sense, but also still maintaining our relationship with all the partners across Bukit Vista partnership. So that's just a little bit on the market outlook and also the company focus this month. And thank you very much, everyone, for last month. Let's evolve together this month. Back to Rizky.
Thank you so much, Kafidi, for your business insight. Moving on to our core value recognition, we have several. So I'd like to bring forward the first person, which is Kalilis. Okay, it seems that she's not here. So
I'm here.
hello.
I just lost the video. All right, so I'd like to recognize. Can we open that actually to make it more easier? Right. So I'd like to recognize Stefan and Julian for helping the BI team with the single property optimization. More or less, actually, it contributes to the revenue target achievement this month. And this also leads to the findings from Vidi and also I think, related to a need to make it more scalable, because the single property optimization is powerful to make like all the partner inspired and also the revenue achievement, of course. I think that's for the first one. I have the second one actually. To everyone in the guest funnel, including HAR and then Om Rafiq and Katendi and Maskani and also Jaslyn from the awareness team. So basically everyone here is really open for feedback and also a willingness to improve. In this case, this is very important to basically achieve any kind of target that is in front of our eye. So yeah, thank you very much for your patience, guys, for this month, and let's do like even better for the next month. Thank you very much, back to Rizky.
Thank you, Kalilis. I think Mr. Jing also has a nomination.
Yeah, I'd like to actually nominate the team that was involved in shifting us over to Coda, which I think is extremely brave. I didn't put, yeah, okay, I did. Okay, it's being the hero. So what does being the hero mean? It means taking chances with uncertainty. It means actually taking calculated chances with uncertainty. So Bayu, Vera, and Shailen, I see, have been very actively involved in this process of shifting us over. It's never been done. Nobody's ever changed the way the all hands has been done on a foundational level. So I think this takes a lot of courage, coordination, and now that we're on this new platform, I think we have a lot of room to expand. And as your host today, I'd like to actually point out a new cool feature on Coda, which is the reactions. And if you agree with the core value recognitions, please feel free to upvote. And that is, I think, a new way that we can engage with these core values that's extending the ability of what we used to be able to do with Dropbox Paper. It makes Coda awesome. Thank you very much, Bayu, Vera, and Shaylin for making this possible.
Thank you, and yeah, shout out to all the nominees. Now we will go ahead and have a look at our personal updates. So I will be going through the, what's it called? Biggest personal growth. And please stand by. Please set a standby for at least 30 seconds before your time to speak, so we can ensure a quick session. Thank you. Over to that, we can start with Karafik.
Which one should I read? Biggest personal growth, you mean? Okay, so I just had enjoy and fun with Bali team on Halloween party. Just rock and roll Bali again. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Karafik. On to Katendi.
Thank you, Rizky. Before that, may I know, did we skip the chapter main achievement?
Yes, for this specific week, I think it's requested that we skip the main achievements.
I see.
Thank you for bringing that forward. And actually, apologies, I had missed one core value recognition. Sorry about that. I would like to bring Sherlyn forward to discuss her achievement, her recognition.
Oh, okay. So basically, I'd like to recognize the organizing committee. I think you all can see like the names over there. I'd like to recognize them for inspiring delight. So thank you everyone for your involvement in like organizing our annual Halloween event, as well as kudos to like inspiring delight everywhere, everyone, and every time. Thank you.
Thank you, Ka. So, yeah, let's go back to the personal updates. Apologies for that slight slip up. Yeah, let's go to Katendi for his biggest personal growth.
Okay, thank you. Me is work with passion. It's feel more happy and inspired.
Thank you, Katendi. Moving on to Ka Asa, please.
Okay, thank you, Rizky. So basically, I would like to say thanks as well for people who managed to host Jogja-based party last Sunday, because they have conducted karaoke night, and I've just realized that it's been a long time since the last time I went to karaoke, and I will add that as one of my to-do lists for spare times. Back to you, Rizky.
Thank you, Ka Asa. We'll bring it to Ka Ross for her biggest personal growth.
So from me, like writing last week is my way of exercising my mind and creativity. I feel last week I was working on my passion, which is writing about what the community thinks and shares. Back to you, Rizky.
Thank you, Ka Ross. I will bring it to Ka Amin for his personal growth.
Yeah, thank you, Rizky. I just realized that fitness is important when I collapse and there are unfinished that is around me. So for everyone, please stay healthy and fit. Back to you, Rizky.
Thank you, Amin. I think we will bring it to Mark for her personal growth.
Hello,
Hello.
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Okay, good morning everyone. Sorry, it's heavy rain here. Okay, for the last week, I think the highlight for me is like hosting at Bamboo House. It was like doing fun passing and met the guests. They had a long chat. They was very delighted and saw program in farmhouse in Jogja, and of course gather the Halloween and gather everyone together, include like ladies from far away coming. Thank you everyone for coming. That's it from me. Back to the chair.
Thank you, Mark. I think we will bring it forward to Ka Nadine. Is she here?
Yes, good morning everyone. So my biggest personal growth is finally can gather the Bali team together. and then can finally take decisions about some dilemma within the chapters. Okay, back to you, Christy.
Thank you. And for Kayla, she will unfortunately not be attending, so I'll read her on behalf of her. I've been sick for a couple of days now, and all these times I realized it's not my achievement that matter the most to my parents, but it's her health and happiness. That's great insight and wonderful to know. More similar to Kayla, Ali also will not be attending, so I'll say her personal growth. BV's Halloween party is the first party I joined and dressed up for. I'm always curious about Halloween and its celebration. I've been trying to keep myself motivated every week, all from the chaotic university stuffs. It is important to keep yourself sane. Amen to that. And yeah, thank you for those two. I will now bring it over to Ka Andre for his personal growth.
Oh my god. Okay, thank you. I think it's very lovely to hear everyone's biggest personal update is about having Halloween with the team in Bali and Jogja. So that's with me because lately I hang out with BB team in Jogja and it was very interesting and refreshing for me. So I'd like to thanks for BB because last time I think we hang out Jogja based hang out with Maudi as well, and last time we hang out for the Halloween. So that is fun. Thank you, Rizky.
Thank you. Bringing it forward to Ka Sasha.
Yeah. Thank you, Rizky. So I think for my biggest personal growth is I think I've become more calm in making decisions. That's pretty much it. Back to you.
Thank you. I will be reading Ka Gray's personal growth, and yeah, it's saving up more and being more careful with spending. Thank you for that insight. Bringing it forward to Ka Erica for her personal growth.
Yeah, so my biggest personal growth is that my anxiety dropped like 40% after being more productive and also not forget to get more rest. Thank you.
Thank you. That's always great to hear. And moving forward to Ka Moody for her personal growth.
Thank you. For now, my biggest personal growth, maybe my sleep schedule is good now, yeah. Like normal person, I always sleep for from 20 to 8. Thank you.
Thank you, Moody. And now, unfortunately, Sharon and Prabhav did not include anything, so we will skip them for now. Bringing it forward to Mr. Jim again for his personal growth.
Okay. The structure of the company was incorrectly set up. So that is something that I finally noticed. And then we talked about that today just earlier about the squads and chapter. So I think that's growth when you realize you've taken a step in the wrong direction and correct yourself.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir. Unfortunately, Kara will not be attending, so I will be moving on to Ka Shelin. Please take the floor.
Okay, thank you. So from my side, come back from Uganda, we never actually like stop learning. Like there's always things that we ought to do like in any course, any point of our lives. Basically. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you again. We will move on to Kafera for her biggest personal growth.
Okay, so for my biggest personal growth is that I think the amount of patience I have when guiding people is increasing like a lot. So yeah, back to you, Rizky.
Thank you for your patience. Bringing it to Karayan. Is he here? Okay, I don't think so. So I'll read his personal growth on behalf of him. I need to talk. I need to talk with a human physically every day. Recently, I go out with my friends' cribs just to only have online classes together or deep talk until midnight. That makes my day better and keeps the fire on myself. That's great to hear, and some more socialization is always better. Bringing it next to Gabriela. Please take the stage.
Sold more than 10 partners this week. Yay, that's all.
Yay, thank you so much for that enthusiasm. I think we will bring it to Kaersha for his personal growth.
Yeah, so I think after a month I have a routine. Now I have a biological clocks to wake up at 8:50. I don't know how it happens. It's like my eyes like poop, and I don't need no alarms now. So yeah.
That's great to hear. Thank you so much, Ersha. Moving on to PT, I will bring it to Kabayu for his personal growth.
Okay, so basically in the last week, I'm trying to be updated with the latest technologies and to practice how easy all of the new tools make for development. So something that I learned is like Firebase Firestore is basically backend as a service. It means that we don't need to develop our own backend because it's already available to use, or using TypeScript to make it almost impossible to make error in the app, or Next.js that's making creating web app easier.
Thank you, Ka. I think we will bring it next to Ka Nadia.
Okay, it's been a while since I joined the community event and done moderating. So thanks for community for inviting me. That's it.
Thank you, Ka Nadia. Next on to Ka Fritz. Please take the stage.
Okay, thank you, Rizky. So I get back to my old habit to write down to-do lists on paper and plan my day night before.
That's wonderful to hear. Thank you, Ka. Onto my own personal growth. I finally finished my proposal scriptsy and has it approved by my supervisor. All that's left is to have the documentation signed and presented to a group of professors. Yeah, I see this like a Shark Tank scenario, and that's for my personal growth. Moving on to Robert, who is not attending. He finally learned how to make and print trees and in LinkedIn in Python using recursion. That's great to hear. We bring it forward to Andre.
Thank you, Rizky. So my personal growth is I started to have biological clock to sleep around 11:30 or 12 a.m. and wake up around 6 or 7 a.m. So it's actually increasing my nighttime sleeping hours because usually I only sleep around 3 hours at night.
Thank you. I think the common theme here is sleep, and it's nice to hear that everyone's getting more sleep. Unfortunately, Lukman and Rizky is not attending, so we'll move forward to marketing and with Kadani.
Okay, thank you very much, Rizky, and good morning, everyone. So my biggest personal growth last week is I just built the opportunity. So I just contacted my old friend that had tour and travel business in Jogja, planning to have collaboration with him for the group tour. So because I see the Jogja is very crowded with the guests right now, and I think it's a good time to do collaboration. Yeah, back to Rizky.
Thank you. Next to on our next person is Ka Fatima. Is she here?
Yeah, I'm here. So my biggest personal growth is after years and years I tried to find work since I graduated years ago and finally find my passion in photography and become freelancer for years and then finally landed here in Bukit Vista to work full time. Yeah, back to you, Rizky.
Thank you. That's great to hear. Ka Victoria will unfortunately not be attending, so her personal growth is something that I learned this week through my late night talks with friends. Is we cannot deny that some people have intelligence as a privilege. You cannot change your parents' DNA, but get the result. It's a nurture and not a nature. So thank you. On to Ka Jesslyn, who's also not here. I realized that confidence is more of a nurture than a nature kind of thing. I've always had a pretty low self-esteem, and when I faced a lot of difficulties or obstacles, oftentimes my mind just stopped working completely and went into panic mode. But at least now, my first reaction shouldn't be to panic, but take a deep breath and assess the situation at hand to find the best possible situation. When everything's taken care of, then I can cry alone in the bathroom. Okay, that took a weird turn. But yeah, thank you again, Ka Jesslyn and Ka Victoria, for two similar personal growths. With Ka Ying, she is no growth. She thinks that there is no growth without change, and there is no change without loss. That is very deep. Thank you. And yeah, moving on to BI. Please, Kalilis, take the stage.
Thank you very much. So for me, understanding partner friction is my personal ability that leads to more stable problem solving capability. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to Coffee D, please take the stage.
Yeah, making the best use of what resources that are available through prioritization as opposed to interesting projects. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Unfortunately, David was not attending. Cabela says that she faces the fear, starting to learn things, and I starting to learn things she doesn't really like. That's nice to hear. Ka Julianto, similarly, started to play another game besides Mobile Legends. That is one growth. Ka Maxwell started to have a better bedtime routine. Ka Farron, better on time management because lots of things has been going on lately. Thank you for all those personal growths. Moving forward to Ka Arjachandra for his.
Yes, this week I learned that I must focus on the most important things in life. Thank you. Back to you, Rizky.
Thank you. Let's go to Ka Stefan for his personal growth.
Okay, thank you, Rizky. So my personal growth, I realized that there's still some hypocrisy between what I say or thought and my action, and it reminds me to keep my integrity in all things. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Ka Willis will not be attending, so he says, managing my stress through various ways, either by exercising or playing Xbox with my friends in hall, etc. Thank you. Secondly, to Ka Nadifa.
Thank you, Rizky. So my personal growth in this week is trying to always stay present, so no overthinking time for me. Thank you.
Thank you. And last but not least, Ka Emmanuel for his personal growth.
One of the biggest growths I believe that I have for the past week is finally settling and understanding the processes and the culture of Bukit Vista in a more practical sense. Being able to use it in a more my future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Emmanuel. And that is it for personal growth. On to announcements. We have Kabayu.
Okay, the announcement is simple. Basically, this one knowledge base are now available to explore. So if you want to know more, please visit these documents. There's a company culture and employee experience, how to use the guidelines, employee squad guidelines, and all different kind of guidelines. First, I suggest that you read the how to use the guideline first, so you will know how to navigate in between them and how to request access if it's needed.
Thank you, Ka. And I think we have one more announcement from Ka Sasha. So if you please.
Yeah, thank you, Rizky. And so everyone, good morning, everyone. So I'd like to announce that I will be completing my journey in Bukit Vista by the end of this month. And I know it's a very difficult decision for me to make, but I think for the time being, it's best for me. And I'm not crying yet, guys. Okay, I think it's the best for me and the company as well. In the meantime, but I'd like to say that I'm so thankful and honored to be able to work with all of you guys, especially my HR team. Andre, Fidi, Grace, Sharon, Modi, and Erica, and the one that's already offered as well. And yeah, thank you so much for everything. I feel like I've learned a lot here and I've grown so much. And yeah, I'm just so thankful for everything. And I'll try to keep doing my best for the rest of my time here in Bukit Vista. So, and I also like to thank you for the opportunity that is given to me from the HR, from Mr. Jing as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it from me. Back to you, Rizky. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ka Sasha. We wish you the best luck in whatever your journey finds next. And yes, I think that concludes our meeting. I will bring it back to Mr. Jing.
Okay, thank you, Risky. Actually, you know what? Now might be a good time to jump up and cover some of the chapter main achievements. I did see something there that should be spoken for. I'll bring Tendi to the floor to tell us about what the community management achievement was. Tendi.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yes, last week I think we have an inspire session with the Claire. She's one of our old partner. It's been 8 years, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, and then it's very fun. I think when the Jing met the Claire in the beginning, and then I think the inspire insight that Claire bring to us is take a risk because she brave to take a risk in the beginning, and then she is also adapter. So she brave to be the first actually on the business and she also have a great vision for the future. And then the second one is community and BD team to attend the Spin Networking Bechicha, and then also thanks to Raffi to attend the Rakarai Villa honor wedding, and then also Wayan and Andi. Thank you so much.
Okay, fantastic. I think there's one more update from marketing as well.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, for marketing, we are able to achieve the SLA of all guest partner channel, especially awareness and engagement. So yeah, it's rarely happened in the last few months, right? All channel is been achieved. Yeah, and the secondary achievement is successful do a split test for website and member page and continuing and expand new channel on TikTok. Yeah, thank you, sir. That's big.
Okay. All right, fantastic. So as we settle into a new month and a new period in Bukit Vista's history, I just want to remind everybody. I think we have exciting opportunities up ahead. As you can see, the travel industry is rebounding, and I think we have managed to survive through this period with an incredible team, with an incredible new culture, with incredible new ways that everybody can contribute. And I really want that to be a mindset shift and perhaps look for new inspirations where we haven't found it before. The fact is that we are seeing positive change, and this company has always been one that I think really, really understands the movement of change and really benefits from when things change. So let this next iteration of our company's history be something where everybody can contribute and add to the colorful history of Bukit Vista. And to Sasha, I just want to say thank you very much for your contributions here. It's a shame we just promoted you, but I understand that in the scope of things, there are priorities that are outside of work right now that you need to attend to. So I appreciate that you step forward, and actually you're doing the right thing too as well. The team will definitely miss you, and thank you for giving us some space to find your successor. Okay, in the meantime, I wish everybody an inspirational week ahead and good times, and thank you very much for coming in all hands. And we finished on time with the new format. Congratulations, Risky. Thank you for moderating today.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone, for attending this all hands meeting. Feedback is certainly appreciated, especially we're on a new platform. So if you have the time, please feel free to do so. And yeah, I think that's all for me.
Okay, bye-bye, everyone. Have a great week ahead. Inspired Life.
No one.
Thank you,
Bye,
everyone.
Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
everyone. Thank you.